You were not sent here to drift. You were sent here to win. And until you begin to act like it, life will treat you as it treats all men who hesitate, with delay, difficulty, and defeat. Because the law of life is simple. The world will mirror your belief about yourself. If you think small, it will keep you small. If you walk in faith, it will make room for you. Right now, you may doubt that. You may say, but I've failed too many times. I've wasted too many years. No. That is the first lie you must kill. The lie that failure was ever meant to define you. Failure was never your destiny. It was your instruction. It came to show you that drifting cannot lead to dominion, and hesitation cannot create greatness. Every man who has ever achieved victory began in the same place you stand now, uncertain, tired, and doubtful. But they rose because they decided that defeat would no longer be their teacher. Look at Henry Ford. When every banker in America laughed at his dream, he did not retreat. He said, I will build a motor car for the great multitude, and the world obeyed. Look at Thomas Edison. 10,000 failures, yet each one only proved to him that success was inevitable. He was not lucky. He was loyal. Loyal to his purpose. Loyal to the law. Look at Andrew Carnegie. He began as a telegraph boy and became a king of steel, because he acted as one sent to rule, not one begging for permission to live. The same law governs you. The same power lives in you. But until you act like one chosen for victory, laugh at it. But when you begin to think and act as though destiny favors you, everything shifts. Your tone changes. Your posture straightens. Your eyes take on certainty. You stop asking, can I? And begin saying, I will. And here is the secret. The world treats you according to the tone of your belief. No man escapes this law. If you move through life expecting loss, you will find it at every corner. If you expect victory, even mountains will move aside to let you pass. So I ask you, how long will you live as if fate were against you? How many more days will you speak of luck instead of law? Because here is the truth most never face. Failure is not a punishment. It is a pause. It waits for the man who will rise and command it to serve him. Every defeat carries a seed of equal or greater benefit, if you claim it. But most men never do because they are addicted to self-pity. They cling to their excuses as though they were medals of honor. They tell stories about why they could not, instead of stories about how they will. And that is why 99% remain where they are. Not because the law failed them, but because they refuse to act like the law applied to them. But you, if you have ears to hear this message, you are not among them. Because something inside you already knows you were meant for more. You have felt it in quiet moments when you looked at your reflection and knew you had not yet met the man you could be. You have felt it when watching others succeed, not in envy, but in recognition. That should be me. And you were right. It should be, it can be, it will be, the moment you decide that it must. Let me show you how this law works. The world does not reward effort. It rewards definiteness. Effort without direction is like a ship without a rudder, busy but lost. When you think as one sent here to win, you no longer waste motion. Every thought becomes an arrow. Every hour becomes gold. You stop scattering your power on what-ifs and start pouring it into what must be. That is the first mark of a man who wins, focus born of faith. And something strange begins to happen when you think this way. People begin to treat you differently. Your spouse sees confidence where there used to be confusion. Your children watch you with new respect. Your colleagues sense authority in your voice. Even your critics hesitate because the energy of doubt is gone. That is the unseen reward of definiteness. It changes not only your results, but how the world perceives you. You move from needing validation to commanding admiration. Now let us speak plainly about the cost of ignoring this truth. If you continue to think like a man fated to fail, the years ahead will look exactly like the years behind you, only heavier. You will work harder and feel smaller.
Hello, fire.
You will chase approval and lose peace. You will gather possessions and feel poorer still, because without a sense of destiny, success becomes labor without meaning. And here is the greater tragedy. Your children will inherit your belief. They will copy your hesitation. They will speak your fears. And the chain of defeat will continue through them. Not because they lacked ability, but because they copied your doubt. But imagine the opposite. Imagine you awaken tomorrow and act as if Providence itself
Birthday
sent you
sesh.
here to fulfill a purpose no one else could.
Birthday sesh.
You would rise with energy. You would speak with conviction.
Let's
You
go.
would move as though victory was certain.
Let's
But
go.
in truth, it is. The moment you decide that failure is no longer an option, success begins to look for you. The right people appear. The right ideas form. The right strength returns. Because the universe does not honor weakness. It honors decision. That is why I tell you to act as one sent here to win. Walk into each day with that single conviction. I am not here by accident. I am here by assignment. Say it when you wake. Say it when you doubt. Say it until your subconscious mind accepts it as law. Because once it does, your old identity will die. The timid man will vanish. The indecisive man will fade.
Thank you,
and in
brother.
his place will stand one who knows what he came for and will not leave
Three of my
without
friends
it.
have his birthday
And
today.
when that
Wow.
moment arrives, nothing external can defeat you. Not the economy, not critics, not even the weight of your past. Because men who
Scorpios.
act from destiny do not chase success. Success chases them. They no longer ask permission to win, they expect to. That is the posture of the 1%. Not arrogance,
Scorpios unite.
but an unshakable belief in the law of cause and effect. That every thought backed by faith becomes fact. So I say to you now, cast off the lie that failure defines you.
Where is my
It was
gym
never
bag?
written in your blueprint, it was
Over
written
here.
in your destiny. Decide today that your future is already and act accordingly. Speak it, walk it, demand it, because the world you see is merely a reflection of the world within you. Change the image, and the mirror must follow. Act like you were sent here to win, and you will. Because you were. Failure is not your destiny. Victory is. And from this moment forward, nothing less shall satisfy you. Every man who has ever risen from obscurity
Where
to greatness
are
began with a single realization
my
that he was not born to
wrist
drift,
wraps?
but to rule. The animals obey instinct, the timid obey circumstance, but man was designed to command both. He was sent here not as a beggar for chance, but as a builder of destiny. When he forgets this, he becomes weak.
They're gone.
When he remembers it, he becomes
Wait,
divine.
I saw him somewhere.
The first dominion is not over others, but over oneself. For until a man governs
I
himself,
remember seeing him.
he cannot govern his world.
Stream room or bathroom?
He creates worlds, lifts nations, and builds fortunes. Yet most men use it as a tool.
Very disorganized right now.
They let
I need
it
a
wander,
day of cleaning
and
and
then wonder why their lives
organization.
wander with it.
I've been
A
doing a
man's
lot
outer
of
condition is but the shadow of
reading.
his inner command.
studying, a lot of reading.
His world is chaotic. If his mind is disciplined, his world becomes orderly. The man who learns to
Here they
give
are.
a thought a definite purpose and hold it there until it yields has found the secret of dominion. All power begins with self-command. I call this the law of dominion. Life obeys the man who governs his own mind. It does not ask whether he is rich or poor, favored or forgotten. It only asks, does he command or does he drift? The drifter is carried by winds of chance. The master commands the wind. One is slave to circumstance.
32.
The other is the author of it.
32 today.
Failure was never meant to punish, it was meant to instruct. Every defeat is a question from life. Will you command yourself or surrender? Those who learn this law rise. Those who ignore it repeat their mistakes until
Oh my
they
God, I
remember
just
their
did. There
authority.
is your gym.
Failure is the whip that drives
Back.
the timid towards self-control.
Then I realized
It is
you
the
can't
mirror
see
that
me.
reveals where command has been lost. Henry Ford once said,
Welcome in,
"Thinking is the
Panelito.
hardest work there is." And so it is.
33 or 32 years old today. Don't add a year.
Ford ruled his imagination
32.
as a general rules his army. He would sit in silence, picturing his vision so clearly that no ridicule could erase it. The
I got an
world
hour. I'm
called
going
him
out to
stubborn.
dinner.
He called it discipline.
Ban me, I
And
guess,
discipline
1
is the
year
proof of
older.
dominion. Thomas Edison ruled
How could you?
persistence as Ford ruled imagination.
Be
Where
gone.
most men saw exhaustion, Edison saw
I'm going out to
encouragement
dinner with my
in.
mom and her
He did
boyfriend
not
tonight.
ask permission from circumstance.
That should be
He
fun.
issued orders to it. 10,000 failures
Nah,
did
it
not
will
break
be.
his spirit, for he had learned that persistence is the weapon of the master. Every trial bent itself before his will.
I got an hour. I don't want to
Andrew
rush showering
Carnegie
and getting
governed
ready.
purpose. He began as a telegraph boy, but he acted as though he
Here we
were
go.
already an industrial leader. His
I'm not
words
banning
carried
you,
conviction.
Panelito.
His
I love you
plans
too
carried
much.
faith. He said, "I resolved to stop drifting and start directing." Within years, steel bowed to his command. Men called him fortunate, but fortune was only the shadow of faith backed by discipline. Man's greatest rebellion is hesitation. Every time you delay a decision, you deny your own authority. You rebel against your divine assignment.
Wow.
Life has given you power over thought, speech, and action. And every moment you hesitate, you hand that power back to fear.
Wow.
Hesitation is rebellion. Decision is obedience to purpose. Drift is treason against destiny. The drifter believes he has time, but time belongs only to the decisive. The drifter waits for signs.
It's time to
the
start
master
being
creates
decisive,
them.
and it's going
The
to piss some
drifter
people
seeks
off.
comfort.
But
The
I got to
master
make my
seeks
own fucking
conquest.
decisions. And I
The
made
drifter
certain
asks for
decisions
opportunity.
for
The
very
master commands.
specific
The
reasons.
difference between them lies not in ability, but in dominion. The ability to hold a single
I needed to
thought
hear this
until it
speech
becomes
today.
law. You can always know a man who governs himself. His eyes do not wander. His voice carries weight. He does not need to announce authority. It radiates from him. He walks calmly amid confusion because he has mastered the storm within. The world instinctively obeys him because the world obeys order, and he has
Go up a little
become
bit.
order embodied. Others sense when you have taken command of yourself. Your words cut deeper. Your presence alters the atmosphere of a room. People trust you more readily, not because you have proven anything outwardly, but because your energy declares, "This man knows." Confidence is the perfume of dominion. It cannot be faked, for the subconscious of others detects truth immediately. Repeat these affirmations until they are carved into your soul. I was sent to rule, not to retreat. My thoughts obey me, therefore the world must obey me. I am master of self, therefore master of circumstance. These are not words of pride, but of responsibility. To rule oneself is to serve life faithfully. Dominion is not tyranny over others. It is control over one's own lower nature, one's own fears, doubts, and impulses. He who masters self can never be enslaved. Most men fight the wrong battles. They fight circumstances, people, or luck. But the true warrior fights within. He captures his own attention, restrains his own anger, disciplines his own laziness. Every victory over self becomes a command over the world. You cannot ask life to obey you while you disobey yourself. When a man commands his thought, even difficulty becomes his servant. The obstacles that once frightened him begin to yield. His mind no longer reacts to appearances, but directs them. He no longer says, this is impossible. He says, this will be done. That single shift in tone divides the ruler from the ruled. Consider this law carefully. The mind can only hold one master thought at a time. If you do not choose that thought, fear will. And fear, once allowed to govern, creates its own kingdom of limitation. Therefore, each morning you must select your ruling idea. Let it be faith, not doubt. Let it be purpose, not wandering. Let it be decision, not delay. Every great man you admire has lived by this discipline. Lincoln ruled emotion. He refused to let anger command his hand. Rockefeller ruled order. He demanded precision in all things. Edison ruled imagination.
Wow.
Ford ruled faith. Dominion is the unseen crown they all wore. You too must wear it. Life tests every man's claim of authority. It will send confusion to see if you can remain clear, noise to see if you can remain calm, temptation to see if you can remain loyal. Each trial asks one question. Have you truly taken command of yourself? Those who answer yes, rise. Man was not made to drift. The drifting mind is like a boat without a rudder. It moves but never arrives. The man of dominion, however, sails by chart and compass. He knows his direction. Therefore the wind becomes his ally. The same storms that destroy the drifter carry him to success. This is the divine paradox. When you stop fighting for control over others and take control over yourself,
Wow.
the world begins to yield. You no longer chase, you attract. You no longer plead, you command.
Okay.
And yet your command is not arrogance, it is harmony with law. You are not defying nature, you are obeying it. Let failure become your instructor, not your identity. Each mistake reveals a truth about your command. Did you waver? Did you delay? Did you surrender to fear? Then take the lesson and correct the command. Failure is but the mirror that shows where you have not yet mastered yourself. Repeat within, I was sent to rule. Say it until you feel it. Because the truth is this, weakness is learned. Power is remembered. You were born to command your life. Somewhere along the path, the world taught you to doubt. But you can unlearn doubt faster than you acquired it. Speak power until it feels natural again. At night, before sleep, conduct what I call the evening council. Sit in stillness and ask, did I govern my thought today? If not, forgive yourself and renew your authority. Then give your subconscious a final order for tomorrow. I shall think, act, and walk as one sent to rule. And in the morning, awaken not as a beggar for opportunity, but as its commander. Move through the day with deliberate thought, controlled emotion, and definite aim. When confusion arises, pause and remind yourself, my mind obeys me. Therefore, the world must obey me. Soon you will notice that your outer life begins to organize itself around this inner order. People will respect your time because you respect your thought. Circumstances will align with your plans because your mind has ceased contradicting itself. Even difficulty will seem to assist you because you have ceased to resist it. The man who rules his thought has already begun to rule the world. Dominion over self is the first and final mastery. All else flows from it. When you command your mind with faith, the unseen world bends to listen. And as you listen to my words now, let this truth settle deeply. You were not sent here to drift in fear, nor to bow to failure. You were sent here to lead, to stand upright as the image of order in a world of confusion. Speaking aloud before rest, I was sent to rule, not to retreat. For the moment a man accepts that truth, his destiny obeys it. There comes a moment in every man's life when he must stop asking and start declaring. Until that moment, he lives as a beggar in the house of abundance, surrounded by opportunity, yet paralyzed by indecision. The hesitant man spends his years asking, "What should I do?" The decisive man says, "This is what I shall do," and the universe rushes to obey him. Indecision is the silent assassin of power. It drains energy, corrodes confidence, and invites chaos. The undecided mind sends two opposing orders to
I've
the
decided.
subconscious. I want and I fear.
I've
And the
decided.
subconscious, loyal but
And I
confused,
don't need
obeys
to
both,
give
producing mixed
reasons for
results,
my decision.
half successes,
It's my
and endless
fucking life.
frustration. The indecisive
that's
man
that.
becomes his own saboteur.
Oh my
The
God, that
decisive
feels
man, however,
good.
speaks with authority. He does
Oh.
not wait for certainty before acting. His decision creates certainty.
Wow.
He moves forward in faith, knowing that infinite intelligence will meet him halfway. Life always bends in favor of the man who moves with purpose. The one who hesitates commands nothing.
Wow.
The one who decides commands all. This is what I call the law of decision. The universe bows to the decisive. Every great success story in human history is a monument to a decision made in the face of uncertainty. Edison deciding to find light in the darkness. Ford deciding to build a motor car for the multitude. Carnegie deciding to turn iron into empires. Each man made a decision that others feared to make, and the world rearranged itself to reward that courage. You may think the difference between a man of destiny and an ordinary man is intelligence or opportunity. It is not. The difference is decision. Decision is the spark that ignites every dormant ability. Without it, even genius remains asleep. With it, even the simplest man awakens his inner power and compels the world to serve his purpose. There is divine magic in decisiveness. The moment you make a firm choice and feel it as truth, unseen forces align. Doors open where walls once stood. People appear whose help you could not have planned. Ideas flow that were hidden before. The indecisive man never sees these miracles because he never moves. Life rewards movement, not hesitation. To decide is to assume the authority of creation. When you say, "I have decided," you declare dominion over the invisible. Infinite intelligence hears and responds, for decision is faith expressed. It is man speaking in the tongue of the divine, commanding order out of possibility. Indecision, on the other hand, is a betrayal of that divine nature. It is the soul saying, "I do not trust the law." Every time you delay, you tell the universe that you are uncertain of your power. And the universe,
Holy long
being a
message.
perfect mirror, returns uncertainty to you.
Let me pause this quick. Panelito says, your birthday also means a lot for the world because you, sir, brought the world 32 wonderful, unbelievable, and unforgettable years. From losing to winning, from fights to people's mind, and from not just working out your body to become healthier, no, also working on yourself to become a better, stronger, and healthier you. You did all that for you and for us. Wow. You are a role model for guys who thought on giving up because you pushed them to keep going. I did, and they did because of your help. That's why we want to celebrate today the legend, the fantastic, the great Travis Tucker. Thank you, brother. That means a lot, sincerely. I love you. That one touched my soul and my heart. I know that a lot of my past decisions and a lot of my future decisions are not going to align would be a good word. Align with other people's morals, beliefs, and they're not always going to understand why you do what you do or why you make certain decisions that you make. But you got to understand that 2 + 2 = 4, and so does 3 + 1. And that people are going through things or have been through things that make them make certain decisions. And as long as you're not hurting yourself or your community, no one has a right to judge you for how you live your life. Please remember this. Don't allow society, your parents, your teachers, your friends, and especially the fucking government or the CIA, who they have purposefully posted videos saying that they promote cognitive dissonance on purpose for people to waste their time. So, as we were listening to Napoleon Hill here, he says, you need to be a decisive man. You need to be able to make decisions for yourself. Why did you do what you do? Why did you make certain decisions you made? Of course, some people are going to speculate and assume the worst because they don't know your whole story. They don't know. And you don't need to tell them. You don't need to constantly explain yourself. All you need to do is be able to look in your mirror with your shoulders back, your head high, with zero shame. Not an extreme sense of narcissistic pride. Not putting yourself on a pedestal to look down on others. But you do have to have this healthy sense of pure confidence, knowing that you made yourself proud, that you sacrificed, you suffered, and you devoted your life not only to yourself, but to help others, to inspire others. And I truly believe if you can't give away your time at all for free, then that is the definition of narcissism. And there's times where I let people rub off on me where I felt like I couldn't give it away at all. Couldn't answer questions because I have to get this next set. I have to do this. It matters more that you're humble and respectable to others than to think your shit don't stink, or to think that you can take all this with you to your grave. The Egyptians tried it. They buried themselves with all this gold and jewelry, and I mean, we dug it up. It didn't go anywhere with them. So don't make life all about money and riches. Don't make it all about possessions, and don't ever put yourself on a pedestal to think that you are better than anybody else. It doesn't mean you have to live with a poor mindset. I've tried that. Sometimes reading the Bible cover to cover, it will fuck you up. And that's the truth. I'm not shitting on the Bible, but it's just the truth. And I sincerely believe from the very depths of my heart, from reading other versions of the Bible that are out there, that the modern day Bible is manipulated to promote obedience and order and control. So listen to your intuition, that quiet voice that whispers. Don't listen to society. Don't listen to everyone around you. Be decisive. Be adamant. Be strict with yourself, your nutrition, your training, your sleep. Don't allow others to walk all over you or to waste your time purposefully. But also, don't be so conceited that you think you can just ignore everybody and treat others like they're nothing because they have less than you, or don't see things from your perspective, or even if they judge you for making certain decisions that you made or are going to continue to make. It's not their life to live. And if you're not out there hurting people, doing wrong, hurting your community, then nobody has a right to judge you or tell you how to live your life. In Jesus' name, I state, amen. Yeah, I'll upload it. I'm on YouTube and Kick as well. That was a lot. I needed to get all that out. I gotta be honest, guys. I've been going down each fucking rabbit hole. I know you've heard that a lot, but I'm telling you, I went down every fucking rabbit hole that you can think of. Every religion, every philosophy, psychology. It's like you can learn so much that it just promotes information overload. And then you don't know what the fuck to think. You lose yourself. You start trying to become like other people. And then what do? You sacrifice your authenticity. You're not you anymore. You're this fake ass fucking version of yourself trying to make everybody happy. Trying to coddle and comfort everybody. That's not what life's about. Be you. You are special. You are unique. Embrace your quirks. Embrace your authenticity. Amen.
You must learn to trust your own command.
Wow.
The man who waits for all conditions to be right before acting will never act. The man who decides creates right conditions by his decision. Decision is not the end of doubt. It is the death of it. Remember this truth. Hesitation is more costly than error. You can recover from a wrong decision, but you cannot recover from the paralysis of indecision. The
Wow.
world forgives mistakes more readily than it forgives hesitation. Life cannot flow through a man who refuses to move. Abraham Lincoln once said, "I am slow to decide, but once decided, I never turn back." That is the essence of power. The decisive man changes direction only when truth demands it, not when fear whispers it.
Speaks
He
right
does
out
not
of my heart.
reconsider every rumor or doubt.
My sister just
He has
messaged
trained
me.
his mind to obey his word as law. Ford was no more
Happy birthday,
intelligent than his
Travi.
competitors.
I love you so much. And I hope you feel all the love
When
today.
every in America rejected his idea, he said,
Take some time
"I will build my car.
today to reflect
I will
and write
drive.
in a journal.
I will see.
If you're able
But
to,
I will."
write a
And those two
poem
words
to your
carry
past,
creative power
present,
in
and
1,000
future
possible
self.
plans. Carnegie made his fortune not through luck, but through decision. He decided early in life that he would devote his years to mastering one thing, steel. And that decision gave him direction when others scattered their energy in confusion. Decision concentrates power. Hesitation disperses it. Let this be written upon your heart. All delay is self-created. Life
That
never
one hit me in the heart.
waits. It only waits for you to make up your mind. The moment you decide, the waiting ends. Your mind,
Okay.
your faith, your energy, your surroundings all begin to move in harmony with your command. The indecisive man prays for signs, yet ignores the greatest sign of all, his own desire. Desire is infinite intelligence speaking through you, giving direction to your potential. To delay is to insult the very power that called you.
Oh my
When you
God.
feel a strong desire backed by reason and faith,
Wow.
on it at once. Decision transforms desire into destiny. Every man's life is a collection of decisions. To delay one is to delay all. Think of the power contained in a single definite choice. When Edison decided to perfect the electric light, he had no guarantee, no money, no approval, only decision. Yet that decision illuminated the world. Decision turns the invisible into the inevitable. Your subconscious mind is like a soldier awaiting orders. It does not argue, it obeys. But it cannot obey conflicting commands. You cannot say, I want success, and then
I'm
think,
feeling
I fear
emotional,
failure.
guys.
That is like steering a ship east while rowing west. You must give
Oh,
one
I'm
order,
such
and it
a...
must be definite. Every night before
You know, what I've
review your
realized
thoughts.
most is that
Ask yourself, did I issue any commands of doubt today? If so,
it's good. It's good to be vulnerable. Hear me out, chat. I do believe in astrology too. Go out and look at the stars tonight. Go out and ponder the fucking stars. I am a Scorpio. My whole life I've had high testosterone levels. And I controlled them the way I knew how. It's good to feel everything so deeply. This world wants to convince you, and I even tried to convince myself and everybody else that you have to be this alpha masculine man all the time. But that's just not realistic. That's not a way to live as a divine man. If you want to be a real man, you need to embrace not only your divine masculinity, but your divine femininity. And that means feeling everything. I'm telling you, these brutes, they're fucking doing a line of cocaine every day. And then they'll take out all that anger on everyone around them. How does he know this? Because I do. They will mask away their feelings to put on a show. To play a character. I don't want to play a character anymore. I don't want to perform my whole life. I want to feel all of it. I want to feel everything to the core. I don't want to escape life. I love life. I love the leaves, the flowers, the trees. I love nature. I love my family. I love my friends. I love my fans. I love my communities. Every community that I've built on every platform. I'm not going to be manipulated and have psychological warfare used against me to delete certain platforms either. I'll say it just like that. You got to stand up for yourself. You got to stand up for what you believe in. And you got to be bold. You got to be courageous. But don't perform your whole life. Don't be a copycat. You can mimic certain attributes from those of whom you admire, but you will never be the best copycat. So embrace those quirks that make you you. Cry it out. They have crying ceremonies in Asia. It's healthy. Do you know what happens when you bottle all that shit up? You end up exploding one day. You end up reacting and doing something that you regret, saying something you can't take back, or hurting yourself in a way that you can't undo. Feel. It's okay to cry. It's okay to open up. It's okay. Be vulnerable. Some things, yeah, maybe you need to keep them to yourself. I don't believe in how going and sharing all your trauma and pain to a therapist, but some people that may help. For me personally, this works. This works very well for me. You take it out on the weights. And there is very factual evidence upon semen retention. I will speak upon it because I can, and I will. It's not sexualized, it's inspirational to gain that sacral energy and to transmute it into something positive. But does that mean you need to sacrifice pleasure completely or any fun experiences? Do you need to live in pain, in turmoil, torturing yourself constantly. No, that's no way to live. That's no way to live, and that will just make you judge other people who want to live a more blissful, happy life. Yes, they say ignorance is bliss, and there's a lot of truth to that. But there is a certain sense of harmony, tranquility in hedonism. Not extreme hedonism where it's 50-50. If you don't know what hedonism is, it's like a balance between pain and pleasure. I'm saying that 90%, 10%, or even 80-20. But to think that you need to suffer every minute of every day, it's a performance for a man who holds deep insecurities and wants control and power. He wants everybody to act like him, speak like him, use his ideologies, dress like him. It's the truth. Be you. Amen. Dude, you got not much time left. I got time. Dinner's at 6. It's 4:16. I can shower and get dressed in 20 minutes. I just didn't want to rush. It's only 4:16. I still got an hour if I need it, but I'll probably go in about 40 minutes. Let's keep going, though. I had to get all that out.
Correct them. Replace every uncertainty with a definite
Hello, Buzzing.
instruction. Tell your subconscious.
Hello,
exactly
Buzzing
what to
Ranger.
do. Decision is the language it understands. Repeat this affirmation.
I am a philosopher.
Every decision I make is law to my destiny.
And when you know you're your own philosopher because you've read hundreds of novels, you don't have to listen to every other philosopher because they had their own trials and tribulations given to them directly from God. And we all have our own divine purpose. So that's why you can mimic certain attributes. You can take in certain knowledge from other philosophers, but you don't need to listen and be and do everything that I say or they say. God bless you, Buzzing Ranger. How are you doing today?
Trust his leadership, not because he demands it, but because he embodies it. Decision gives a man presence. The indecisive man changes his plans as often as the wind changes direction. His followers lose confidence, his mind loses focus, and his energy scatters. The decisive man may err, but his momentum corrects the error. Motion guided by faith always outperforms stillness guided by fear. Nature rewards the man who decides. The seed must commit to the soil before it can grow. The river must choose its course before it can reach the sea. So it is with the soul of man. Decision is the act of choosing a channel through which the current of life may flow. Do not wait for emotion to make decisions for you. Emotion is a poor master. It changes with the weather. Decide with reason, then act with faith.
Wow.
Once decided, refuse to entertain contradiction. A mind divided cannot command. Decision is the instrument by which man builds character. Each time you decide, you strengthen the muscle of certainty. Each time you hesitate, you weaken it. The habit of decision leads to destiny. The habit of hesitation leads to decay. Let me tell you of a man who learned this lesson. He was a clerk in a small town, dreaming of wealth, but always doubting his ability. One evening, after hearing a lecture on definiteness of purpose, he resolved to act. He wrote on a single page his decision. I will create a product that serves every household in America. That man was Charles Schwab. Within years, his decision lifted him from obscurity to leadership in the steel empire of Carnegie.
Schwab.
The world did not crown him by accident. It crowned him for deciding. You too must learn to write your decisions into being. Every night, set one definite command for tomorrow. It need not be grand, only clear.
What did Schwab
Say,
create?
Tomorrow I shall finish this task. Or, tomorrow I shall begin this plan. Each small decision builds the muscle of faith. Over time, the mind begins to obey naturally. Do not fear making the wrong choice. Wrong choices refine wisdom. No choice destroys it. The man who fears error
Pulling the
remains
shoulder
in
back.
error. The man who
Yeah.
dares learns to correct swiftly
You wanna
and continue.
pinch your
Decision is not perfection,
rhomboids
progression.
and your traps
Think of the blacksmith.
together
Each strike is
like
a
this
decision.
before you bench.
Each spark is progress. He does not stop to debate whether his blow was perfect. He continues until the metal yields. So must you. Every decision is a strike toward mastery. Indecision is a disease of the spirit. It disguises itself as caution, but it is fear in polite clothing. Cure it by acting. Action dispels fear as sunlight dispels shadow. Each step taken in faith dissolves doubt. The universe respects courage.
I want to say one more thing.
Stagnation. When you live decisively, others will sense it.
People
They will feel
have-
calm in your presence, for decision brings peace. They will
Decision brings peace, and that's how I'm feeling right now. People have a problem in today's society with the word power. Hear me out. Power doesn't have to be control over others. Those are the brutes. Those are the people with real deep insecurities and regret, and they want to manipulate, scheme, and con and control everybody. But real power is control over oneself. To become an adamant, decisive decision maker. And to be able to distinctly distinguish the differences. So you should seek a sense of power. And know that God is power. But God doesn't want us to be powerless. God doesn't want us to be timid. God doesn't want us to feel insecure. God doesn't want us to be shy. God doesn't want us to be weak. God wants us to be strong. He wants us to have a sense of power, to be able to stand up for ourselves, to hold our head up high, to have a healthy sense of pride. So, realign, refocus as many times as you need to. But don't think that developing a poor mindset or putting yourself around people who make you feel small, treat you as such, is a good thing. You need to be able to protect your energy. You need to be able to walk away from certain people, mentors, friends, partners, acquaintances, and God forbid, even family sometimes. Not always, but sometimes. There are certain family members that aren't always going to align with what is best for you. And it's not all about what benefits you the most. But if it's draining your energy, if it's projected shame upon you, walk away. Know your worth. Amen.
Listen to your words differently, because certainty speaks louder than argument. Even those who oppose you will do so with respect, for decision, when backed by purpose, radiates authority that cannot be denied. Repeat these truths often, the world moves with me. I do not wait for the perfect time. I make time perfect by my decision. I command my destiny through choice. And remember, decision without action is illusion. Do not merely choose, move. Let every decision express itself through deed. Thought and motion must be one. Each night, as you close your eyes, review your life not by results, but by decisions. Ask, did
I will
do
be
something
back in the
today?
gym this evening for cardio.
Yes, sleep in peace.
That's what I love to
If
hear.
nothing, resolve to choose
Buzzing
tomorrow.
Ranger.
You will find that each
That's
step
awesome, brother. I hope
no
I
matter
inspired
how
you to do
small,
that.
adds weight to your character and confidence.
Proud
to
of you,
your
man.
spirit.
Keep it
There
up.
will come a day when you will no longer fear the unknown.
Panelito says, you see, guys, how he's pulling the shoulder blades back. That his body is already coming halfway up, so he do not have to pull much with his arms to complete the pull-up. Yes, 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 yes. I thought you were talking about the bench, which is also essential to pinch those rhomboids together and keep the elbows tucked a bit. There is some people who like to keep the elbows nice and wide, and I think there is benefits to each, but if you're going to be going heavy, you want to have the elbows definitely tucked a little bit lower with the bench press. But with the pull-ups, you keep the elbows flared. You're going to be pulling them with your lats much more than if you were to have your elbows forward. You're going to be using a ton of your arm muscles. And if you're turned this way, it's going to be a bicep focused isolated movement called a chin-up. It's not even a pull-up. And these are great too for targeting your biceps. I'm going to actually hit a set right now of chin-ups. But if you want to target those lats, those pterodactyl wings, that dinosaur that went in the Jurassic Park movie, if you want real wings, keep your elbows flared
Let these words be written in your mind before rest.
and pull with your back. You got to develop that mind-muscle connection.
I decide once, and the world obeys. I walk in clarity. Therefore, opportunity walks toward me. For decision is not merely a thought, it is a decree. And when man learns to decree with faith, the universe must respond. The timid ask for signs, the decisive create them. Be the latter, decide, and all else shall be added unto you. Every man begins with desire. Every dream is born in enthusiasm. But only
Feel that right in the
brings
bicep.
into birth. The world is filled with men who begin. Few remain until completion. Emotion begins the work.
Ooh.
Persistence finishes it. I call persistence the unseen hand of faith, the quiet rhythm of will that refuses to cease until the law yields its reward. Persistence is not struggle, it is loyalty. Loyalty to your purpose, your faith, and your destiny. It is the sacred discipline of continuing when others sleep, of believing when others doubt, of standing still when the wind of discouragement howls against your face. It is not loud, it is not glamorous, but it is divine. No
Divine.
man can hope to lead who has not first learned to endure. The dream tests the dreamer. It will deny him at first. It will appear distant, cold, impossible. But
All
that
right.
is not cruelty. It
Last
is
set of
the
bench
shining
presses.
fire through which faith
We're going to go into
life tests
some
your
dumbbell,
persistence to prove your worthiness
overhead
without
dumbbell
plan.
presses for
Thomas
deltoids.
Edison said,
And then we'll
"The
hit a
most certain
couple
way to succeed is
lateral
always
raise
try
sets for the
just one
side
more time."
deltoids.
Consider the weight of those words. 10,000 experiments, 10,000 defeats. Yet his spirit never bent. Each failure was simply another step forward. He did not see defeat as denial, but as direction. Persistence turned failure into feedback and the impossible into invention. Henry Ford endured mockery from men who called his dream foolish. They laughed at his simplicity, his vision of a motor car for the common man. But Ford had something stronger than intellect. He had stubborn faith. He pressed on when reason said, stop. His persistence silenced his critics, and his faith built the engines of progress. Andrew Carnegie spent years as a poor messenger boy, enduring poverty and exhaustion. Yet he persisted with an inner conviction that he was meant for more. He saw each hardship not as punishment, but as training.
Wow.
When others complained, he said, "This too prepares me." His persistence built an empire of steel, and his name became synonymous with endurance rewarded. Persistence is the law that converts potential into power. It is the bridge between decision and destiny. Many men make decisions, few keep them. A man without persistence is like a candle in the wind, bright for a moment, extinguished at the first gust. A man with persistence is like a star, steady, unmoved, burning with eternal purpose. Every great principle of life will test you through time. Desire will start you. Doubt will attempt to stop you. Emotion will rise like a wave and then recede. Only persistence carries you when enthusiasm dies. When the fire of feeling cools, the furnace of faith must continue burning. Do not mistake persistence for stubbornness. The stubborn man resists reason. The persistent man obeys law. The stubborn man fights blindly. The persistent man endures wisely. The stubborn man insists. The persistent man commands. Stubbornness drains strength. Persistence multiplies it. The law of persistence can be summed in a single truth. The man who continues compels success to appear. It may delay, but it cannot resist forever. Every repetition of effort strengthens the invisible connection between cause and effect. Each act of persistence tightens the bond between faith and fulfillment. Imagine a farmer planting seeds. He does not see the harvest immediately. Days pass, then weeks. The soil appears silent, but beneath, the law is working. If he digs up the seeds to check their progress, he destroys them. He trusts the process. So must you. Persist without complaint, and the law will not fail. Most men give up when the soil seems barren. They forget that the harvest belongs to those who wait with faith. Persistence is patience dressed in power. It is calm in motion. The man who can wait without losing focus commands time itself. Your subconscious mind learns through repetition. Each
Who are
time
you? Yeah, I don't
persist,
even know.
You teach it that quitting is impossible. Over time, it accepts endurance as identity. Then persistence becomes automatic. You no longer
Did anyone
debate whether
redeem
to
a flex?
continue. You simply continue. Your spirit refuses to stop because stopping no longer feels natural.
Didn't even
Say
redeem a
aloud
flex.
each night before rest.
44
I am
tokens.
loyal to my purpose, therefore I cannot fail. Each test strengthens my faith. I persist until success yields. Speak these as though you were signing a contract.
I ain't
with
gonna
your
take off my
destiny.
shirt though.
The subconscious, hearing such certainty, will make it law within you. The greatest enemy of persistence
25s
is
are in the
fatigue,
stream room.
not of the body.
I'm gonna
but
hit
of
another
faith.
set of these overhead presses.
When results seem slow,
And then
the
we'll go
weak
grab
man
the
grows
25s.
weary in spirit. He says, "It's not working." But faith does not check the clock. It knows that every second of endurance is building momentum unseen. Lincoln endured failure after failure before greatness found him. He lost elections, lost business, lost friends, but never lost himself. His persistence was quiet but immovable.
I think I made a point that it
He
is
said,
always
"I am a slow
humanity
walker,
over
but I never
insanity.
walk backward."
I've proved that.
That statement is the anthem
That
of
I've proved.
persistence.
But I've held on to my authenticity. I'm still me. I'm
There is a
still
rhythm in the universe that
Travis
rewards
Tucker.
continuation.
I'm still
It is the same rhythm
Travanitis.
that moves the tides, that swings the planets, that draws the seed to the sun. When you persist,
The leader
you join that rhythm.
of the Spartan
You
warriors of
align with
modern
law
times.
When I speak of persistence,
And the Greek
I do
god
not
of
mean
modern day
reckless repetition of
civilization.
unwise actions. I mean steady
Amen.
adjustment guided by faith. The persistent man learns, refines, adapts, but never abandons. He changes his method when reason demands it, but never his purpose. His aim is fixed, his approach flexible. Persistence turns failure into servant. The lesson that breaks one man becomes the teacher of another. Failure whispers, "You cannot." Persistence answers, "I will." And the law, hearing faith speak louder than doubt, begins to yield. There is no greater demonstration of mastery than calm endurance. To continue without complaint while others despair is proof of spiritual strength. The world admires such steadiness. Even your enemies grow silent before it.
Amen.
Persistence disarms opposition because it outlasts it. Think of the blacksmith. Each swing of his hammer seems small, yet with each blow the metal yields a little more.
Probably since
Persistence does not look
2021,
impressive, it
and he
looks
just
repetitive.
burst his first
But
message.
that repetition is creation in motion.
That's kind of
The
crazy, isn't
blacksmith
it?
does not strike once and hope. He
Chatty.
strikes until, so too with success. Strike until, believe until, work until, rest, never retreat. How much do you desire it? How loyal are you to your purpose? Every delay, every denial is an invitation to prove your faith. Those who persist pass the test. Those who quit repeat the lesson. Carnegie told me once, there is no defeat for the man who refuses to stop trying. He meant that failure cannot exist for the persistent. Time may delay him, but time itself will one day
He's
serve
not
him.
very chatty.
The man who
See
continues long
that.
enough makes even fate his ally. Let persistence become your rhythm. Let it beat through your actions like a drum of destiny. Each step, each attempt, each day you rise and continue adds weight to your will. One day the pressure of your faith will break the resistance of circumstance. That day belongs to you. Remember also that persistence refines character. The impatient man demands ease. The persistent man earns strength. The impatient man complains. The persistent man commands. The impatient man seeks comfort. The persistent man seeks completion. Every night before you sleep, recall where you stood firm. Praise yourself for each act of continuation. Gratitude reinforces endurance. The mind repeats what it is thanked for. By acknowledging your persistence, you teach your subconscious to value it. The secret of the 1% is not superior talent. It is refusal to yield. They outlast doubt, outwork hesitation, outweight the timid. Their strength is rhythm. They rise when others fall. They speak faith when others complain. They move forward when others freeze. The man of persistence becomes magnetic. Others trust him because he does not falter. They sense his steadiness and draw strength from it. Employers promote him. Friends seek his counsel. Partners follow his lead. The world loves reliability, and persistence is reliability perfected. Faith without persistence is emotion. Persistence without faith is labor. Combine them, and you become unstoppable. Faith gives vision. Persistence gives execution. Faith is the plan. Persistence is the builder. You may not see immediate results, but you are always building momentum. Each act of persistence is like a drop of water on stone. At first it seems powerless, yet in time the stone yields to the drop, not through strength, but through constancy. Do not envy men who seem to succeed quickly. Quick victories often vanish just as swiftly. The man
here
of
for the long
persistence
route.
builds on bedrock. His progress may be slower, but it is certain. His foundation cannot be shaken because it is laid in discipline. When exhaustion
Real
whispers,
wealth
rest forever,
oftentimes
rest
is not
briefly,
given
but rise
quick,
again.
unless
The
it's given with
persistent man uses rest
inheritances
as recovery, not
or
retreat. The weak man
lottery
mistakes
luck.
rest for surrender.
But
The
even
strong
then,
man
that's not
rests to
gonna
renew his command.
produce real
Each
character
morning say,
or
"I
humility.
persist until
You'll never see a
success yields."
17-year-old who's been given a
Feel those words
Ferrari
as truth.
by his
The
daddy
law cannot deny
with
the
real
man who
humility and
refuses to be
character.
denied. Each repetition of faith bends reality closer to
Amen.
obedience. There will come a day when those who mocked your endurance will call you fortunate. They will say, "You are lucky." Smile, for you will know the truth.
Nobody will ever
Luck is
call me
persistence
lucky.
disguised. Let these affirmations be your nightly armor. I am loyal to my purpose, therefore I cannot fail. Each test strengthens my faith. I persist until success yields. Speak them until your voice becomes calm with certainty. The man who persists no longer wonders if, he knows when. Do not measure success by speed. Measure it by steadfastness. The flower that blooms overnight dies by morning. The oak that grows slowly shelters generations. So too with greatness. Let your roots go deep in faith. Let your patience stretch wide. Persist, and time will become your servant. Persistence is not a virtue you learn once. It is a law you practice daily. Each day you recommit to your purpose. You renew your authority over fate. The law of success does not test brilliance. It tests endurance.
Wow.
Therefore, walk calmly. Expect delay, but never defeat. Expect struggle, but never surrender. Expect resistance, but know that resistance is only proof of progress.
I'm gonna go into
The
a
wind
little
blows hardest
legs.
against the mountain
I want to
that
go
rises
all over the
highest.
place today.
And when you feel that you have reached
I'm
your
probably-
limit, remember this truth. Persistence multiplies
I
itself.
want to hit some of this.
Each act of endurance increases your capacity for more.
Machine
The
legs.
man who continues once will continue again. Continuation becomes instinct. Infinite intelligence.
Stretch these hammies out.
Persistence more
Get a
than
little
talent.
adduction, abduction
Talent
in.
without endurance dies. Endurance without talent triumphs. The universe was built by persistence, the same force that keeps the stars burning and the seasons turning. When you persist, you align with the rhythm of creation itself. Therefore, never curse delay. Never resent difficulty. They are sculptors shaping your will into immovable faith. Every obstacle you outlast becomes a stone in the foundation of your strength. And when the victory finally comes, it will not surprise you. For you will know that it could never have been otherwise. The man who persists long enough becomes the law in motion. Nothing can deny him. Say it now with conviction. I am loyal to my purpose, therefore I cannot fail. Each test strengthens my faith. I persist until success yields. Repeat them until they echo through every fiber of your being. For when persistence becomes identity, success becomes inevitability. All progress begins in the unseen. The dream precedes the deed. The vision shapes the victory. Every building first existed in the mind of an architect. Every invention in the imagination of its creator. Every empire in the thought of its ruler. Nothing ever appears in the outer world until it has first been created in the inner world. Man becomes the image he holds of himself. This is the law of vision. The mind is a mirror, reflecting outwardly the image impressed upon it inwardly. The world you see is the picture you have painted with thought. If your inner portrait is one of limitation, your life will frame it faithfully. But if your inner image is one of purpose, courage, and dominion, your world must bend to fit it. The average man looks at his life and says, when things change, I will change. But the man of understanding says, when I change my inner image, my world must follow. This is the secret known to all who have achieved greatness. They did not wait for proof before believing. They believed, and the proof appeared. Imagination is not fantasy. It is prophecy. It is the preview of what will one day be experienced in flesh and form. The greatest mistake of most men is to dismiss imagination as child's play. Yet every work of genius was first a dream made vivid and definite. Thomas Edison saw light long before the filament glowed. He saw it so clearly that he could describe it as though it already existed. Henry Ford saw millions of automobiles on the road when the horse still ruled the street. Andrew Carnegie saw the cities of steel long before iron was molten in his furnaces. Their minds built empires before their hands ever touched a tool. The difference between the drifter and the master is this. The drifter believes only what his eyes can see. The master believes what his mind can see. The drifter waits for evidence. The master creates it. The drifter reacts to circumstance, the master designs it. If you wish to change your life, you must first change the picture through which life expresses itself. The subconscious does not argue with you. It accepts the images you impress upon it as fact. It cannot distinguish between what is vividly imagined and what is physically real. Whatever you hold repeatedly in thought becomes form. This is why I say, guard your imagination as you would guard your fortune. It is your creative instrument, the workshop of infinite intelligence. When you fill it with fear,
No, they're
it builds
fake.
failure. When you fill it with faith, it builds fortune.
They're
The
not
choice
real.
is yours, and the material
They were my
it uses
grandma's.
is your belief. Many men
Potted
fail not because they lack skill,
poinsettia.
because they lack vision. They cannot see themselves.
Holiday time, made in China.
Cannot find them. Their words cry for victory, but their imagination whispers defeat. Life listens not to words, but to belief. Each night, before you close your eyes, see yourself as the man you intend to become. Picture it in detail. See the place you work, the people who respect you, the strength in your bearing, the calm in your eyes, the confidence in your tone. Feel the gratitude of already possessing it. This feeling is the stamp that makes the image real to your subconscious. Repeat softly, I live each day as the man I am becoming. My vision is clear and my actions obey it. The world reflects the image I hold. Do not rush through these words. Feel them. The subconscious obeys emotion, not mere language. The more vivid the feeling, the faster the manifestation. When I first met Carnegie, I saw in him a man who carried his own vision like a crown. His presence alone inspired belief in others. He said to me, I have already seen the future of industry. I walk in it daily. The world is merely catching up. That is the posture of the visionary. He does not chase success. He walks in its image until the world conforms. Ford once told me, I built the car in my mind before I built it in my factory. Every bolt, every line, every part existed in his imagination before it touched steel. He used his mind as a mold for the future. That is what you must do. Your life is the factory of your thoughts. Build there first. Imagination is infinite intelligence speaking through you. When you receive a vision that stirs your soul, do not doubt it. It is not foolishness, it is instruction. Infinite intelligence does not plant seeds that cannot grow. It calls you to be the soil of its creation. You must learn to trust your inner pictures more than external appearances. Appearances show what has been. Imagination shows what can be. The man of vision lives in tomorrow while others remain imprisoned in yesterday. Others will call you unrealistic. They will say, be practical. But the practical man copies what exists. The visionary man creates what never was. Everything practical today was once impossible. The world laughs at visionaries until it kneels before their results. When you hold your image firmly, it begins to reflect in your behavior.
Wow.
Your posture changes. Your tone gains authority. Your eyes carry calmness. People respond differently to you without knowing why. They sense your conviction and their confidence mirrors it. You are no longer begging for success. You are embodying it. This is why I tell you that repetition and imagination must walk hand in hand. Repetition without vision is hollow. Vision without repetition fades. To build a new image, you must impress it upon your subconscious through consistent visualization and affirmation. The subconscious builds through rhythm. Each night you repeat the same picture, the same feeling, the same command. It carves deeper into your inner mind. Soon the picture becomes so real that your behavior naturally aligns with it. You speak differently, move differently, and act as though success were inevitable. That is when the world begins to shift in your favor. Think of a sculptor chiseling marble. Each stroke seems small, but each one reveals a clearer form beneath. So it is with mental vision. Each repetition removes doubt and reveals destiny. The longer you hold the image, the sharper it becomes until even reality cannot deny it. Let gratitude be the artist's light upon your image. When you feel gratitude for what you imagine, you tell the subconscious, this is already mine. Gratitude seals belief. It changes imagination from wish to ownership. A man who is thankful for what he envisions has already claimed it. When you live according to vision, fear loses its hold. Fear draws its strength from what you see with your eyes. Faith draws strength from what you see with your mind. The visionary walks by the ladder. He looks beyond appearances and commands new ones to emerge. Lincoln was a man of vision. Even in war he saw peace. Even in division he saw unity. His vision was so strong that it carried a nation through chaos. He once said, I am not bound to win, but I am bound to be true. And because his inner image was one of truth and purpose, victory followed. Vision gives birth to direction. Direction gives birth to discipline. A man without vision becomes the victim of every distraction. A man with vision cannot be tempted by triviality. His eyes are fixed on the summit, and his every step serves that ascent. You must also understand that vision requires isolation. Great ideas cannot be born in noise. You must retreat daily into the silence of your own mind and see the picture clearly. The more vivid your vision, the less you need to explain it. Those who cannot see it will call you foolish. Those who can will call you a leader. Vision is faith in motion. It is not daydreaming. It is definite creation. The dreamer who never acts is lost in illusion, but the visionary who acts from faith becomes unstoppable.
I'll read those right after. I can't
Vision
see it from here.
Action is fantasy. Action without vision is futility. Combine them and you have destiny. The law of vision also governs how others perceive you. People treat you according to the image you project of yourself. If you see yourself as small, they will too. If you see yourself as calm, capable, and certain, they will feel it and respond in kind. The mind broadcasts its beliefs silently, and others receive it instinctively. I have seen timid men transform their entire lives simply by changing the way they pictured themselves. A man who once feared public speaking began to see himself as confident and capable. Each night he pictured himself addressing an audience with ease. Within months, he no longer needed imagination. He had become the image. That is the power of vision made habitual. When you imagine your future, do not picture vague ideals. Be precise. See details so sharp that you could describe them aloud. The subconscious builds from exact patterns, not abstractions. Be as definite in vision as you are in command. Visualize success, not only in result, but in conduct. See yourself rising early with purpose, working calmly with focus, speaking with authority, acting with courage. These images are the tools of transformation. The man who consistently sees himself noble will become noble. Let this truth be engraved upon your mind. The man who sees himself victorious already is. For faith and vision are not separate, they are one. Vision is faith with form. Faith is vision with power. When you combine the two, the universe must obey. You may say, but what if I cannot see my future clearly? Then begin with the smallest image you can hold. See yourself confident. See yourself decisive. See yourself peaceful. Each clear picture builds strength for the next. The imagination grows through use. Be patient with your vision. A seed does not sprout the moment it is planted. It must take root in the unseen. Continue to feed it daily with repetition, emotion, and gratitude. Do not dig it up with doubt. The man who believes his vision even when no one else can see it commands the future. Soon you will begin to sense that you are no longer waiting for success. You are walking in it. The world will mirror your inner image. Circumstances will shift. People will respond. Opportunities will appear. They are drawn to the vibration of your certainty. Every night, before rest, close your eyes and say, I live each day as the man I am becoming. My vision is clear and my actions obey it. The world reflects the image I hold. Repeat until you feel peace. That peace is proof that your subconscious has accepted the command. And once accepted, it will continue working, even in your sleep, to mold your outer world in harmony with your inner image. Vision is not an escape from reality. It is mastery of it. The man of vision does not deny what is. He decides what shall be. He does not curse the darkness. He designs the light. He does not complain about circumstance. He constructs new ones in his imagination and watches them unfold in time. Infinite intelligence favors the man who holds a definite picture of faith. For such a man is not drifting. He is directing creation. He has become a partner of the divine architect. And life, being loyal to law, must reproduce his image and form. So I say to you, picture yourself as one already fulfilled. Walk as though your dream were done. Speak as though success were present. Live as though destiny were fact. For the law does not delay, it obeys. The dream you dare to hold is the blueprint of your assignment. Protect it, feed it, live it. For the man who lives by vision commands tomorrow while others sleep through it. And now, before you rest, speak these final affirmations as the closing of this night's lesson. My inner image governs my outer world. I see myself victorious, therefore I am. The law obeys the vision I hold. Let these words be...
Fire for water says this is in your place. Yeah. Guys, something is going through my mind right now. What is it? Many guys asking Google for meal prep and meals for diets, etc. Does Google have muscles? I don't think so. You should ask someone with experience to achieve goals for meal prep. Amen. I think I'm going to call it, chat. I want to shower and get dressed and not have to rush before we head out. Thanks everybody for tuning in. We'll be back soon. I'm going on my first vacation in like 10 years. It's not really a vacation as much as it is me going out to seek God, to find myself, listen to my intuition. And there will be some leisurely time, but I'm definitely not going out there to chase women. But Athens, Greece, here we come. Museums. We're going to Acropolis, or whatever it's called. Ancient ruin grounds, etc. They chase you. Well, some. I don't chase, I attract. But sometimes we don't always attract the kind of woman that we're looking for. And that's okay. Because you can't be lonely if you like the person you're alone with. You can get lonesome at times. But that's why you got friends and family and fans and acquaintances and streams. Thank you so much, Panelito. I love you guys. I will see you before I leave. Stay blessed. Don't stress. We weren't born to just impress. Be you wholeheartedly, unapologetically. Chase your dreams, chase your goals. Don't just chase a paycheck. And better yet, don't even just chase them. Catch them. And don't listen to the haters, my mans. They're secretly your biggest fans. Trust the process. Stay clear. Naysayers are everywhere. Persevere. Namaste. You as well. Be well, Panelito.